Marie Payton was Harriett on Family Matters. She played all 9 seasons. She was on Perfect Strangers from the 80s. She was on Perfect Strangers. She played Harriet, and then the guy played Carl. They were on that. Then they gave him a spinoff. The director, the producers were like, okay, hey, let's give these two black people a spinoff show, and we'll call it Family Matters. Now, Family Matters was more similar to the Cosby Show. This was before Steve Urkel. Steve Urkel wasn't didn't show up until like the 12th or 13th episode. But the show was very boring. It was entertaining, but it was something. It was kind of like people kept saying it was a copycat of the Cosby Show. And then they brought in Steve Urkel. The show didn't start getting good without Steve Urkel. And if Steve Urkel hadn't showed up, the show probably wouldn't have lasted long. She was in season 9, but she got tired of it. Jo Marie Payton didn't like Jaleel White. Jaleel White was the star of the show. I mean, they were making clothes out of him. They were making cereals out of Steve Urkel. It was pretty much a Steve Urkel show by season 2. By season 2 and 3, he stole the show. Every episode was about him, pretty much. And it was either about Steve Urkel or Carl, Steve Urkel, Eddie, or Steve Urkel and Laura. But it was never about Harriet. It was never any episodes about Steve Urkel and Harriet. Barely. They might have had. I don't think they ever really talked to each other on the show too much. But she got tired of him. It was more like jealousy. He was getting more money than she was. He was more popular than she was. But this was her show. This was her show. The woman who played Harriet. This was supposed to be her show, because she was on Perfect Strangers. Then they gave her own sitcom. So in the way she felt mistreated, and there was a lot of jealousy going on. So they replaced her with the lighter skinned Harriet. I'm like, how are you going to replace a woman who was dark skinned, and then how are you going to replace a woman that's light skinned? I mean, a woman that's dark skinned, and then replace her with a light skinned woman? That's kind of like an insult to her. The producers found a light skinned woman, they replaced her, and then the second Harriet was just so boring. She had no personality. She had no spirit. She had no. She didn't really have any social skills. She was just kind of like a very boring character. I mean, she was pretty, but you need more than good looks to get no. I mean, besides her good looks, she really wasn't like the first Harriet. Like Jo Marie Payton. She was sassy, outgoing, outspoken. But the second Harriet was just a pretty face. And the show was canceled in season 9, 1998. And I don't know why she didn't finish off. She got so tired of Jaleel White playing Steve Urkel. It was annoying. For 9 years, you hear the saying, "Did I do that?" So that's why she probably quit the show. But, I wish she would have stayed until the last episode, But I kind of wish she came back for the last episode of the Family Matters. The Lost in Space episodes. She should have came back for the last 2 episodes. But anyway, she just didn't like Jaleel White, so, nah.